you can start rolling anytime you're ready. Which is ridiculous, because I'm really, to tell you the truth, I'm really into video discs myself, and I have
to say that I don't really, after coming in contact with these people and gauging from a number of other places, I don't think the video disc is going to happen for a number of reasons. One is it's although they say that it's cheaper for people, it's an inherently wasteful technology. It's inherently considering the fact that you have erasable medium.
Right.
Erasable media now, so that you can be selective about what you store, and because you have cable vision and satellite, direct home satellite is now a viable concept.
Well, the idea
there's no point in going out to a store to buy permanently recorded software.
Yeah, well, the idea is like for libraries and things like that to go in and to be able to rent these things because they're almost indestructible. That you can't really scratch them or anything, and I think that's more of the way that's going to go. Like this would just
but the whole point is that computer technology and computer storage is moving at such a revolutionary pace, and it's not being held up by this kind of like laid back super marketing strategy.
Yeah.
People behind computers know that computers are a happening thing and are going to be applicable in all areas. And computers are coming on so heavy that nobody's going to bother with this intermediate technology. Yeah. It's limited. It's inherently limited. When you want to get more information, you've got to go out somewhere and buy it. And if they haven't actually put it on the disc, you don't get it at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is, once you have cable television, now they have ViewFax and data, whatever systems where you can get computer data over your cable television line.
Didn't you do something with Warner Brothers cable system?
Well, we did a two-way. They have interactive cable television as well, and that's a concept that's fairly successful with the people who are involved in it as far as cable television is concerned. But as far as networks are concerned, I don't think people who make records have as much to worry about as people who run television networks. And on top of that, there is nobody who is really solidly involved in the video disc technology who is interested in developing a unique software for that medium.
So what are you going to be talking about out in Hollywood?
Well, I think that eventually, I think software is definitely the thing. I think people have to become software conscious and realize that there will be a market for it one way or another. But that they shouldn't necessarily tailor it for video discs, because I don't think video discs are viable enough. I don't think they ever will be. I think they should tailor it. If they want to know what's going to happen, it's going to be interactive, computer-controlled television rather than sort of kind of thing. In other words, some people say, no pay TV. There's been this big anti-pay TV thing, or the movie theaters a while ago were anti-pay TV because you could get first-run movies over the television. Yeah. The economic structure will just shift itself to this other thing. You will no longer go out and buy permanently recorded things. There's no point in that, because eventually they do one of two things: they wear out, or you wear out.
Yeah.
You get tired of them and you don't want them anymore.
Well, as you know yourself, take a look at pre-recorded cassettes and things like that. The market nowadays is for you to go out and buy a box of TDK SA90s or whatever and record your own stuff. And
the point is that it may cost you a lot more for that initial cassette, for that initial 2-hour cassette now, but the point is you can use it as many times as you want to get anything you want on it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they're going through a lot of legal hassle now about people's ability to record over the air. Ultimately, they'll straighten that out and service it. They'll give you all the first-run things that you want. Anything that would have appeared on a video disc, they'll say, our cable subscribers, at such and such a time, we're going to give you this first-run thing, and you can record it on your recorder and look at it when you want, or you can watch it when it comes over, or you can watch it and record it and look at it again later. It's ultimately the more ideal medium. If you decide that you don't like what you have, you erase it. Whereas if you go out and buy a video disc, you're not going to go sit in a store for 2 hours and watch the whole thing to make sure it's any good. You'll get it home and you'll discover, oh my God, this thing is a piece of crap.
Right.
And you're stuck with it. And ultimately, they're not honest about the cost of video discs. They say video discs are going to be much cheaper. It's $12. Not true. They're already up to $19, $25.
Yep.
$12 video disc is going to be the lamest half-hour disc, that you ever want.
Yeah,
and the reason why is because
catalog.
their material costs are going up. They can't keep the material costs down. It costs as much, probably a lot more, just in plain material to make a video disc than it does to make an LP record, for instance. You need much higher quality raw materials to start with. It's got to be optically clear medium. It can't be like this black stuff that they use for regular records.
Well, once the market opens up, I'm sure the price will go down.
That's, beyond that, there's the technological obsolescence of the systems that they now utilize.
Yeah.
Their systems are technologically obsolete because they use because they're essentially mechanically oriented. They need some kind of mechanism operating, some kind of physical thing moving in order for them to reproduce. Whereas the purely electronic means and the mass storage systems eliminate that to some degree. Even though tape recorders now utilize that motion for storage, ultimately it will be non-essential to the reproduction of the picture, because that may be ultimately, it's like digital sound. It'll eventually be digital video, and it'll be stored on there, and then it'll be shuffled into your main computer memory, which by who knows, in 25 years somebody may have a resident computer in their home with 1 billion bytes of memory in it. And this will be standard, to have 1 billion byte memory in a home computer, and something that's no bigger than the sink.
Yep.